Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Nick and Josh Show. This is the Auburn High School podcast. It's great to be here after our great promotional video.
Absolutely.
I think we got some people clapping, right?
Got live audience here in Auburn High School.
It's cold this morning.
Very cold.
My hands were freezing as I was walking in. I had to shake them off when I walked in.
Me too. I was like...
the people in Florida are out of school today. It's
for 30-degree weather,
30-degree weather.
Chilly there,
30-degree weather. Imagine that. Imagine we were off for 30-degree weather.
I'd be ecstatic.
The superintendent was talking, and he was like, I don't remember, he was talking on some video, and he was saying, like, people wanted off for, like, 15-degree weather. But I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that either, honestly.
I have no problem in school, but I drive. I couldn't imagine standing outside at 15, but it feels like 7 or it feels like 5. I couldn't imagine standing outside in that.
Yeah, if I was like a kid, just standing at the bus stop, I would be pretty.
I want it to be something.
I'd be cold.
I like when it's like, not even joking, maybe 90 degrees. Like, I would like to walk outside when I'm hot.
I would like to, be
or
minimal layers,
70.
just being like, t-shirt and some shorts,
it's the best thing.
Like being free, not have to wear a jacket and a coat every day.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
It's the easiest to style, too. Yeah. You just walk up and you can get several pairs of shorts and you just mix it with any t-shirt. Even when it's slightly cold, you wear just a long sleeve.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice.
Nice.
I would live in, like, Hawaii my whole life. Like, if I'm not joking, if I could be, because I don't like the cold weather unless it's like the month of December. Like,
you ever thought, like, what if you did live in an igloo? That'd be pretty cool.
No, I never thought about that, actually.
But living in an igloo would be pretty fun.
Maybe. I think it'd be really cold, like, the whole time.
Do you think it's easy to make, like, snowman there? Like, the ice is so cold.
I'd say it's probably pretty easy. Have you ever made a snowman before? Like, seriously? A lot of people probably haven't.
I haven't. I have. I have not.
It's actually surprisingly easy. It actually depends on the snow. Like, if you have like,
you just start rolling it. You just start.
No, seriously. Even if you have like a slightly good hill, you just keep rolling it. And it'll.
What if you fall down the hill? Then are you the snowman?
There's no snowman, I guess. I guess he tumbles down.
You are the snowman.
Nice.
All right.
Big day yesterday, though. I guess maybe more of a historical day.
Monday.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Monday.
Yeah.
Inauguration. I watched it. I thought it was pretty interesting. It was different seeing it inside because I watch them normally, and they're like, they're outside, obviously. So it's very different watching it inside. A lot of people there still.
Yeah.
Even with that, there's a lot of people there still, and it was certainly. It's just like it's historical.
It really is. The 45th president became the 47th president yesterday.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Well, that's historical, but also I always think it's interesting seeing all of the presidents, like the prior presidents, and all of some very powerful people in the same room. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like seeing the Supreme Court walk in, and then just seeing like former presidents and everybody in one place. It's just really weird seeing it.
Yeah,
it's crazy how 4 years went by. I remember watching the one from 2021, and 4 years just went by like nothing.
Personally, I didn't watch it, but I don't know how it was. How was it?
It was pretty good.
Was
like
it
I
good?
said. Then he had like a big rally after I watched that too. Signed some executive orders. Signed a lot of executive orders. It's
they did that
crazy.
In the Capital One Arena this time. Wizards.
Yeah. And
the Washington Wizards.
Yeah. I wonder how you
basketball team.
How do you organize? I guess they just ask the whoever's. I don't know. But like.
what are we gonna say? No to the president.
Yeah. They're like, the president contacted us. I don't know. I think it'd be crazy. But compared to they had like a ton of people outside, and they could barely hold any of that inside.
Yeah.
And they had like, I think it was, this might be wrong, but I think it was like, I don't know, like 100,000. That may be wrong. But they only fit 20,000 inside, so it was kind of. It was kind of crazy, and I think a lot of people probably couldn't get in.
I think the number was like, it was 200,000 tickets were actually given for the inauguration, and then 20,000 were seated in Capital One Arena.
How do you get in the arena? You just trying to storm in and get a seating time?
I really don't know. I know
probably pretty hard.
I know my parents went, and I believe they just went really early.
Yeah, I guess that's what you got to do.
But
I don't know. I think it'd be. Yeah, you'd probably have to get up super early. You have to think about it. Narrowing 200,000 down to 20.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. I don't know.
That's like 10%, right? Something like that.
It is 10% actually.
There you
but
go.
also what happened
Math of the day.
Yep.
But
got to watch Ohio State win last night.
Oh yeah,
as well.
And during that game, oh yeah, we'd love to see Notre Dame win that game. Fight an Irish, go Irish. But during that game,
it's a shame.
President Trump actually had a little message in the game.
He did.
Encouraging message for the players. It was
It's very interesting.
Halftime?
That's what I think it was halftime. But that's kind of what I was saying. I was kind of thinking of. I was telling you yesterday. Like you don't normally see something like that often. We haven't in the past 4 years. It's just I guess different person, different administration, different president. But so it was kind of weird seeing like you're watching football and like we have a special message from the president. It's like kind of weird to see, but I think it was. The game itself was a pretty interesting game. I was really hoping Notre Dame would win.
For sure.
So, but they didn't win.
Watching that game, I was just thinking the whole time, like, can we get Ohio State off the field? Like, we don't want to see these guys.
Of course.
Give me the Fighting Irish.
Give me the underdog.
Give me the Fighting Irish.
I don't even like Notre Dame that much.
They were the 10-point underdog in that game. They were bringing it back. It was a lot too late. When you go down 21 points at halftime. How do you let a team score 21 points in one quarter?
They almost had a comeback, and what was it? It was like it was fourth quarter. They had 10 minutes left or something like that. They're like
31-13.
It was fourth and
actually 31.
It was 31-23. No, it was 31-15.
15.
And they had to score. To win that, you score 2 touchdowns with 2 points.
Mm-hmm.
They decided to go for they decided to go for a field goal on that one. I don't know. Maybe I'm not the smartest football play caller, but I think that was pretty stupid. I think you could have just done a normal I understand it was fourth down, but they were also on the 5-yard line.
So you don't get it.
Yeah, they could have just gone for the touchdown, which Notre Dame is pretty good for converting on the fourth.
And they're one of the worst special teams team in the whole country.
Yeah,
and yet they still went for it.
Instead of, they're pretty, like I said, they're pretty good at converting on fourth down. So instead of using that, they decided to go with their kicker, who was pretty bad. And it still doesn't make sense. I don't understand the thought process of let's get 3 points instead. I feel like they had a better opportunity converting on the fourth down, and then they could just get the 2 points. It's a lot of what ifs, but they would have been closer and had more time to do so if they had just gone for the touchdown instead of that field goal.
I agree.
You missed that field goal. It was basically game over.
No, when he missed that field goal, I was like, "Are you serious?"
Yeah. How
do you miss a 20-yard field goal?
Well, it's that. Well, they're also on the right sector. I think they weren't even lined up in the center.
Come on. I could go grab a high school kicker on Christiansburg high school team or Auburn, honestly. They can go make that field goal right now.
It's the tension. You got so many people yelling. Imagine how loud
sometimes
it was.
you just don't got that dog in you. That guy.
I guess
that guy was a little puppy. What are you looking at me for?
Is that the? Why don't you unplug that thing?
We'll be right back. Stay icy out there, guys.
Basically on the edge of death.
Honestly.
What were we saying though?
We just pull the cord on him.
No, but I don't know. I feel like. Maybe I'm just not the smartest person when it comes to football, but making a decision like that seems just crazy to me. Just going for 3. You'd be at 18 to 31. It just doesn't make much sense to me.
It was quite bananas, to say the least. B-A-N-N-A-S.
But the result was a result, and it was expected. Ohio State was probably they were going to win the game.
But
it would have been cool. It would have been cool just seeing the underdog win.
They could have won. They could have won if they didn't let them score 21 points unanswered in the second quarter.
But like you just said, they could have come back they could have won because they started coming back towards the end.
They started playing good defense.
Why did we turn that on last minute?
Now I don't understand. This is on my mind because I was kind of just thinking when I woke up on what was it Sunday morning. I'm just Unfortunately, my morning routine is to open my phone.
I think that's most of everybody's morning routine.
Yeah, open my phone and start scrolling on TikTok for at least 30 minutes. Yeah. At minimum 30 minutes, get my brain going, right?
And you
opened it up on Sunday morning. I'm like, I can't scroll. I can't do anything. What is going on? And I get a message, the U.S. has banned TikTok in your state.
Well, I opened it, and this is kind of bad, but I kind of opened it multiple times during the day, and it was almost a habit, which is kind of bad. I really need to fix that. But like, I'd open my phone and go straight to TikTok.
It's like a time killer. It's so easy because you can just start scrolling. You know, they know you like,
and then it comes back like 12 hours later.
Yeah, and
I think it was just a publicity stunt, honestly.
And I almost think it was like a fear tactic. You know, like these. I think these people like us are way worse. They were probably just sitting there scrolling until it came back. Some of these people, because that's their livelihoods and they can't do anything.
I think that the people...
That's their jobs.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you have a job, I think that's the crazy part.
And I thought it was
Which may lead some people to realize that they can't rely heavily on social media just for their job.
And I also think
I need to have a backup there.
It was kind of crazy when it came back live. It just kept on thanking Trump at least 4 times. It was just be like, thank you, President Trump, for allowing...
Trump.
It was just, I feel like it just kept on going
Kobi
on
Bonds.
and on.
Ladies and gentlemen,
goodness, we have an infiltrator in the set.
Luckily, we have somebody that's going to join us, and he's going to talk about his experiences.
Yeah.
Kobi, don't be nervous.
You can put your headset on.
You can put your headset
on. Oh, like a true gamer.
It's great to hear from you. So, Kobi, we understand this is kind of impromptu.
You should probably speak into the mic, Kobi.
It's kind of impromptu. You might want to watch this cord behind you.
Yeah, maybe not move around all the time like you're a tornado.
But, here, face this way. We want to see
We're talking to you, Kobi.
We want to see you, Kobi.
You're not talking to the wall over there.
Okay. Kobi, some people have been hearing that you had a great throw.
Big things.
When was that? That was on Friday.
That was on Friday.
Friday.
Yes.
Some people heard you had an amazing throw. Let's hear about that.
Like, what do you want to hear about it?
Well, I mean, what does it take? I mean, we obviously see you practice and stuff.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But what does it take? I mean, the consistency is crazy.
Yeah, it's just practicing every day, pretty much, weightlifting.
That's great.
No days off, really.
Wow, is that a mindset or a motto?
Kind of both.
Wow,
of course.
Big things. Your hair looks good today, Kobi.
Thank you, Josh.
Do anything with it in the morning?
I wet it and I dry it.
Oh, wow. Big things.
That's good.
Big things.
That's what I do.
How far was that throw?
60 feet even.
Wow. 60 feet on the dot's kind of crazy,
Wow.
too. How often do you get, like, a number on the dot? Probably not often.
Honestly, probably never.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, some speculation's been going on and some things going around in the track world. The meet this Saturday got moved to Thursday. Are you excited about that?
Personally, I'm not very excited about that. No.
You wanted some more practice time?
I wanted it to be on Saturday so I could wake up refreshed and not have to go to calculus before my meet.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
Before a track meet.
See, I don't know how that's going to play out.
Yeah, you might just have to thug it out, honestly.
Yeah, I'm going to have to thug it out.
He's going to have to thug it out.
And win the meet, hopefully.
Yeah, we're definitely going to win the meet.
Do you think you
Fingers
get above
crossed?
60? If you get above 60, yeah, that might be crazy.
If I get above 60, that would be crazy, but it's definitely doable. I know I can do it.
I think it's doable.
I think it'll happen.
And for everybody out there, your very first meet, high school year, what'd you throw?
Yeah, my very first meet in high school, I threw 35 feet 1 inch.
So basically, almost double it. You'll double it. You'll double it. I mean, you got senior year next year.
Last year, on like January 18th, I think I threw 45-10. So
wow, I mean, what a jump! I mean,
that's crazy.
You know, for the listeners at home, that's a testament to hard work and dedication from Kobi Bonds right here.
It's a testament to consistency because for some other people, I mean, over the summer, in between seasons, I mean, they don't practice at all.
None. They
but
can just be
I know
naturally
Kobi's out there every day, so it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it really is crazy. Now, have you ever been on a plane before?
I have indeed been on a plane before.
How was that?
It was a very good experience. I like looking out the window at all the clouds. Sometimes I'll see a bird up there, and that just gets me going. You know.
Are you like a cat? Or you sort of like
pawing at the
yeah. I'll like
going at
reach out, really just.
Now
want the
I feel
bird.
like this question's gonna be super easy after hearing your answer. Are you more of an aisle seat or a window seat type of guy?
Definitely a window seat. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
If you're an aisle seat guy, I think you're a sociopath.
Are there birds?
No, hold on. Here's a situation for you. You know, you're sitting at the airport, right?
Okay.
You eat a bunch of Taco Bell before you get on this flight.
Okay.
Are you sitting in the aisle seat or you sitting in the window seat?
Take the window.
Wow. You're a brave man.
My
Give me some
airplane
knuckles on
diaper.
that.
Yeah. It'll clutch.
Your what? What were
My
you saying?
airplane diaper.
Oh, that works.
Yeah.
That works. You can always use that.
Yeah, the window seat diaper.
All right. So, you know, you're a really good thrower, obviously.
Number 3 in the country now.
For juniors, yes.
Juniors. What are you in the Say Virginia? Like with,
number 1 overall.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's great.
Hold on. It's an honor to have you on here. Oh, sorry.
Yep, keep it going.
What an honor.
Well,
Wow, you're a good
we
thrower.
are-
60 feet.
Yeah.
60 feet.
60 feet.
We're on the best in the
that's
country.
wild. It's alright. We'll fix it later. That is wild.
That's really nuts. No.
How do you like our podcast?
Yeah.
I love this podcast.
Does it remind you of anything?
It reminds me of Talk To It with Haley Welch.
Talk to is pretty good.
Yeah, I would recommend checking that out too. I spend a lot of time watching that podcast.
Talk to it.
Talk To It.
I've heard of the podcast.
Yeah, do you know Haley Welch?
Who's that?
I've heard of it.
Talk To It, girl.
So Kobi, you know, you're a really good thrower. You got to listen to some music before, you know,
Right.
your throws. What is your
This is a
go-to
good
song?
question.
What's your
Oh my
go-to song?
gosh,
Go-to?
dude. There's so many. It changes.
No,
in
you're
and
sitting
out.
there, right? You know, you're
yeah,
at
right.
Liberty University.
Right.
You're
Big
about
meet.
to go throw in
Biggest meet of the
states.
year.
What are you putting on to be like? You just gotta like.
The one song that I would put on, "Overseas" by Ken Carson.
Never heard it. What is it? What is
Is it good?
Can you sing it for us?
No.
Okay.
No, hold on. Sing it.
I think it has a few words that I'm not supposed
It's
to.
alright.
Say.
We'll bleep it out.
No, I'm not gonna sing it.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's
fine.
alright.
You know, I don't
Personally,
want to peer pressure you.
it's
into
kind of
anything.
like I can't really understand it half the time. So
It's just-
I really
is
don't
it
know
the beat?
lyrics that well. Yeah.
a lot of people. Yeah, I mean.
It was my squad PR song too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a
No,
great
that's
song.
kind of what I do.
Yeah.
I like to, it's gotta be good. It can't be like country music.
Exactly.
If it's country music, then
Yeah,
I like.
no.
I'm losing.
I'm really a big fan of Fireworks by Katy Perry before I throw. I really like to feel patriotic,
It's
maybe.
fire.
Yeah.
Patriotic.
Yeah, I get that.
So you listen to like, what do you listen to? Like Zach Bryan before?
No.
Star Spangled Banner,
No.
stuff like that.
What's that one song by the guy that sang Red Solo Cup?
That's what's his name?
Wow.
I don't know
That's
what his
stupid.
name is.
I know his name is. I can't think of it. What's his name? Red Solo Cup. We know it.
We got our producers on it.
Somebody look up.
Yeah.
We gotta know it. I know it. What's his name?
I don't remember.
Oh come on, this is
Toby Keith.
Toby
that's it.
Keith.
Toby Keith.
Gosh.
Yeah, I jammed out to some Toby Keith.
He's got a lot of patriotic songs. You know, he did one song after 9/11 happened for
Yeah, that's the
some of the
courtesy
troops.
of the Red, White, and Blues. Pretty good song.
that's a great song.
You ever heard that
you know.
song?
Yeah, I've heard that song.
It's a pretty good song, I think.
It's that song's good.
Yeah.
Honestly, after 9/11, I think that America was the most patriotic it's ever been.
I agree.
Honestly, the whole country was together.
Yeah.
Because it was all fighting out one
When
cause,
is-
building it back to what it was before 9/11.
Exactly. We need that unity, but without the 9/11. You know.
We do.
That's a good
That's
observation,
absolutely
Kobe.
correct.
I like that observation.
But why does it take a national tragedy to bring us together?
That's a good question.
Great question.
We just need to. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Let's just unite.
Yes.
Dude. Good.
Together now.
That's
We
right.
just united the country
United.
with that.
I mean,
Okay.
But Kobe, I think I might have. I know an answer to this one.
oh,
What's your favorite hobby?
my favorite hobby, probably throwing.
That's what I was. That's what I was
that or
thinking.
weightlifting.
Yeah. I mean,
Good hobbies.
Yeah, great hobbies.
is throwing really a hobby?
Well, I mean, when you do it
Because
so
it's
much,
your whole life.
It's not really my whole life, but I have other stuff.
But like, when you're like, I'm really bored right now. What should I do? Oh, I'm gonna go throw.
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
that's what a hobby is. That's what a hobby is.
I feel like, yeah.
That's what somebody says. Like, I like to paint. That's your hobby.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Are you a painter?
That's understandable.
No, I can't draw.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm really bad at drawing.
I
big
think you just
hands.
gotta put your mind to it.
I feel like when you write with a pencil, you're like,
mind to it.
you're like, Kobi Bonds.
Yeah, no, I'm not like gripping it that hard. You know, I kind of like the normal pencil.
I don't know.
I hate people that do that. The people that hold their like, or
I
they
feel
hold
like
their
you
spoons,
manhandle it. You just like, just grab it. Or
Yeah, dude. Actually, when I try to draw, I usually break the pencil in half.
Yeah.
I'm just gripping.
Makes
so
sense.
hard.
I mean, when you throw 60 feet, you're allowed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're basically allowed to do anything you want to.
So
I
the
mean,
question is, will that be a new indoor state record? I believe it's only 59 last year.
Unfortunately, not, because the kid who threw it threw 63. So
He threw 63 in indoor?
yeah, I'm kind of close to the junior state record though.
Oh, okay.
Like all time for any class.
That's pretty cool.
Does this mic sound good for you?
Yeah, sounds good.
It sounds very loud.
Is your headphones loud? I can
Yeah.
turn your headphones down. Does that sound good?
That's the mic.
No, that's his headphones.
That's the mic.
Oh wait, no, these are your headphones. This is your microphone.
Okay, that's better.
Is that better?
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You know what I noticed with you when I see you in the hallways? You're always repping track and field.
Yeah,
You're a big
that's
team
good.
guy. I mean,
I just that, and I just really don't have fashion, so you know.
oh, I don't know. I feel like you have good fashion. You wear that, you have that one t-shirt. It's like, I pause my game to be
Oh
here.
yeah, the I pause my game to be here shirt. That's
Or the
that's a
Creeper
classic.
shirt? The
I really
Creeper
lo-
shirt?
Yeah, and the creeper Minecraft hoodie. Yeah,
That's a good one.
What about the Shrek? We haven't seen the Shrek in a while.
What do you mean?
The Shrek shirt.
I mean,
your
I
Max?
really only whip it out on special occasions.
Well,
that
that's your
gonna-
Max shirt.
is that gonna be
right?
your next,
That's your bench Max shirt.
Yeah.
Second with the next meet shirt?
Probably the I pause my game to be here will be the next meet shirt.
Are you serious?
I can be.
Okay.
I mean, I think the I pause my game beer goes hard.
I think it goes hard too. I think it sends a message. You know, like
Does it?
Like, you know, on the real, I'm a gamer.
Well, you were telling
You know?
me, you were telling us before how you have the sign on your like bedroom door that says like "Don't come in gaming" inside.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, what a guess.
Definitely.
What a guess.
Or
we've
the
had
one
on.
that's like to do today, gaming checked
Yeah,
off.
and then it's like no girls allowed and like all caps, really big. Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
I know you have one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually have on mine. It's Kyle Busch, and it's like, hold on, I'm trying to think of what it says. I forgot what it says. It's like parking reserved. It's my room.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
good. That's a good one.
Yeah.
But
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it was nice to have Kobi Bonds here today. Kobi, it was nice to have you on.
It was great to have you too.
Of course.
Great working with my fellow teammates,
Yeah.
Joshua and Nick.
All right,
now, we'll see you.
Okay,
All right, we'll be
see
back.
you next period.
we'll be back, and we're back. The timer didn't start. Next
We're
half.
back.
Today we'll have a second guest. We had Kobi Bonds on our first half here. Our second half, we're gonna have a wonderful teacher. Our teacher feature.
Miss Margaret Gilmer.
Miss Gilmer can come in.
Woo!
Great, didn't keep going that time.
Oh,
Hello.
hello.
Oh, wow.
Go.
Isn't this great?
This is amazing.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
So, Miss Gilmer, I mean,
You've been here for a long time.
Yeah, I have.
and we have
How
some questions.
long
we're gonna share.
is a long time?
23 years.
23 years? Wow.
Yeah. This is my 31st year teaching.
31st
So, where did
year.
you teach prior to Auburn High School?
So I went to Bedford Middle School. That was my first teaching job, and I taught 7th and 8th grade computer classes.
Was that a little more rowdy?
Yeah. They
Yeah.
were like wild animals.
I couldn't
So-
imagine teaching middle schoolers.
You
I've
said
heard from some
computer
middle school
class.
teachers.
What years were that? Like,
1992.
Wow.
To
so you guys are basically on like typewriters back then.
no, we had computers. This was when the computers first came out.
You had to send it
with-
by messenger
It's
pigeon.
when the internet first came out. So I was one of the first teachers
That's
to
pretty
teach
cool.
the internet. Yeah,
That's pretty cool stuff.
yeah, yeah,
So, 30, you said 31 years.
yeah.
And how many at Auburn High School?
23.
23.
Yeah,
So you're one of the longest teaching teachers at Auburn High School.
Miss
One of
Patak. Miss Patak's got me beat, and Mr. Sauter.
Mr. Son.
Miss
Yeah.
Patek.
She's the ASL teacher.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
So you graduated from Auburn High School. I hear
did.
you have some interesting stories from your times at Auburn High School.
Ooh.
Maybe even one including Mr. Sauter. Would you like to share?
Well, I probably couldn't because it's inappropriate, but
It's all right.
we did give him a cake. He was my teacher. He was my substitute teacher the last 6 weeks of my senior year. And so we gave him a big cake, and it had a nude model on it. And so, yeah, he handled that really well. And so then the other thing that I can remember is in 7th grade, we were told not to bring water bottles or any kind of water guns or anything on the bus, and I brought 2 duffel bags full, and we had a huge water bottle fight.
Goodness.
That sounds
And
like fun.
We pulled in, it was the last day of school, we pulled in, we were all dripping wet, and so the principal called me out, and he said, you've got 2 choices. You either be suspended for the day, and I call your mom, or you get 3 licks with a paddle, and I don't call your mom.
With a paddle?
Yeah.
Wow.
So-
That's crazy.
And
How
I
the
was-
times have changed.
So I was the only female that principal had paddled ever in his career. And so-
That
and
is.
and I took it. I didn't cry or
They should give
anything.
you a plaque for
Yeah.
that.
It's crazy how
Yeah.
times change.
Yeah, yeah. Corporal punishment. Yeah,
Did they do that in high
Wow.
school?
yeah. They did it in middle school, high school, corporal
Oh my
punishment.
gosh.
Yeah, they even paddled in elementary. Yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine
It's
being
nuts.
like an 18-year-old, like, we're going to give you the paddle.
yeah. Well, honestly, I mean, if I had to choose that in suspension, I would choose paddling. I mean, it just hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, it might, depending on the person, might not be as bad as what your parents would do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Now, I've been in a fair share amount of your classes, and I've heard a lot of your traveling stories. Right? You know,
Yes.
you love to travel.
I love to travel.
What was your favorite traveling experience?
Well, I have 2, so I don't know. You're gonna have to decide between the 2.
Well, you could do both.
Okay.
I heard that Grand Canyon story was pretty funny.
Almost,
Well, not funny, but-
almost died in the Grand Canyon. It's funny now. Almost died in the Grand Canyon, but yeah, it was. We had an extra day. It was a family trip, the extended family, and so we had an extra day at the Grand Canyon. And my daughter and I, Allie, had already been to the Grand Canyon the 6 months before. So we're in the winter. So we're like, oh, this is summer. Let's see what it's like. And we had a whole day to kill. So she got this crazy idea to hike down the South Kebab Trail all the way down to the Colorado River.
This already
Wow.
sounds risky.
And then it was.
That's a long ways.
But then it wasn't bad going down. We were fine. We did it in 3 or 4 hours. But then coming back, you had to do all the switchbacks. And so on our way back, I said, I don't think we should do the South Kebab Trail back because there's no water. And by that time we had eaten all our food and drank all our water.
Yeah.
We only had cheese puffs, and so and peanut butter crackers. So I had eaten all of those, and so we're like, okay, let's go the Bright Angel Trail because at least there you have 3 rest areas, and you have rangers. You have a ranger station, and you have water that you can fill up.
Yeah.
So we came back that way, and it was 104 degrees. And when we were walking back, a ranger stopped us, and he said, I'm a little concerned about you. And he pointed to me, and I said, why? And he said, because we just lost one that was 36 years old last week. And I said, well,
Wow.
Did you find her? No, she died. And so I would have been probably the 3rd or 4th death by the time. If I had,
Oh
if
my
he gave
gosh.
he gave me snacks, he gave me water, he gave me electrolytes. He said we were drinking too much water, so he gave me electrolytes for my water. And so then he said, I want you to make it the 5-mile trip up to the ranger station, and when you get there, we're gonna feed you. And so he gave us ramen noodles, and we made it up there. He said, if you don't make it by dark, I'm coming back to find you. So we made it, and
So how are you talking to him?
so how
How are you talking to him?
we saw him on the trail. So
Oh,
we saw him
okay.
twice on the trail, and then he was at the ranger station when we got there. And so he said, as we saw a rattlesnake going across the path, he said, I'm so glad you made it. And he said, I've got some cots set up for you. I want you to sleep, because by that time we were shaking
Yeah.
so bad. So we slept until 2:30 that morning, then we got up and walked the rest of the way back up to the rim.
In the dark?
Yeah. So we had
scary.
they let us charge our phones, and so I used my phone as a flashlight, and Allie used her phone for communication. But we couldn't communicate with anybody until we got to the top because we didn't have any cell service. So we made it up the switchbacks, and there were a couple times where I sat down and I said, "This is it. I'm done. I can't do anymore." And
sounds like a cross country.
Allie looked at me and she said, "If you die down here, everybody's going to say you're too fat to get back to the top." And I said, "Oh no, I'm not going to be too fat to get to the top." So we made it, and I was crying when we got back to the top, but we made it.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That is.
It's like some Coyote Peterson story.
I'll tell you
or
what.
something.
I remember I
Bear
went to
Grylls.
it was like my sophomore year. I came into class. You know, it was I think it was design and multimedia or something like that. We were doing Photoshop. And you were like, you know, my cat got stuck in a tree. So we're going to Photoshop a cat in a tree today.
Yes, my cat did get stuck in a tree, and we had to cut the tree down to get her out. Because
my goodness.
It sounds like you go through so many,
weird stuff happens to me.
You probably make a movie out of all these things.
Probably. People tell me I should write a book, but it was pretty cool. But she was way up, like 60 feet up in the air. And
how is it not more dangerous cutting the tree down?
Well,
it's just falling.
She just held on to the tree and then she jumped off once the tree got to the
no ladders? Like
no ladder would have. I don't even think maybe a fire truck would have gotten her, but she wasn't coming down.
Shake the tree.
And she's still missing her.
Hopefully she has one of the 9 lives left.
Yeah, she's still missing her little toenails.
Really?
Yeah. No.
Wow. How long was she up there, you said?
3 days. Wow. Yeah. We finally just cut the tree.
I see in the movies, I've never seen a cat actually stuck in a tree.
Oh, she wasn't coming down. They say the cat can't come down, but they can go up.
It's like a cow going up the stairs.
She got the fire department.
They can't go back down the stairs.
I was going to call the fire department. My husband said, "Please don't do that." And so he said, "I'll just cut the tree down." So I did.
They probably think it's like a prank call. Hey, my cat's stuck in a tree.
Yeah.
I feel like at some point they'd send you a bill.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like a bill? Of what?
Like to pay them.
Yeah, like an ambulance bill,
Like a bill.
like a fire truck ladder bill.
Yeah.
Probably.
Like, listen, Miss Gilmer, this is the 3rd time your cat's gotten stuck in a tree. We're going to have to bill you now.
Well, and she just broke her foot a couple weeks ago. It's New Year's Eve.
Miss Gilmer, this cat's running out of lives.
She's not quite right. There's something wrong with her. But
she's on the 9th line.
There's a lot of times that she has missing hair on her head, and we don't know, why. She disappears and then she comes back. We don't know why, but she came back.
What a mystery cat.
New Year's Eve, she had her, she was hopping with blood dripping down, and so we had to take her to the vet. She had a broken foot, and she had to get an antibiotic shot. There was some kind of ruckus going on underneath the porch, and we don't know.
Seems like she's been through it.
She has.
You guys are
she has some
perfect
trauma.
cat and, mom situation there.
Yeah, cat trauma.
That's crazy.
So that was the Grand Canyon. That was your first.
Oh, you want to hear the other
Let's hear the second.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So the second trip, Allie had just graduated from Virginia Tech, and she said, "I've got a week before I go to work at the bank." And she said, "Let's go somewhere." And she said, "You want to go to Nashville to eat supper?" And I said, "Sure." So I said, "Can I bring my tent?" And she said, "Sure, just bring it just in case we end up somewhere else." So off we
Bring
go.
a tent?
Yeah. Because
like a tent?
Because you always need a tent and an air mattress on a trip. You never know where you're going to end up,
Where, you guys traveling like a camper or?
No, this is in my car.
So you just, instead of maybe sleeping in the car in an emergency, you brought a tent?
Oh, I sleep in the car, yeah. And we've done it on lots of trips, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so, yeah, it's cheaper that way. And so you take your air mattress and you blow it up and you're good to go. So anyway, I had the tent and the air mattress. We went to Nashville. We got there about 8 o'clock. Everything was full. It was New Year's time, and so everybody was full. We walked the street. You couldn't get in anywhere. So she said, "Well, let's just get on the road and figure out where we're going to go." So we ended up eating at Taco Bell in Nashville. And
that's good supper.
Yeah, and I said, I've always wanted to go to Amarillo, Texas, and it's just a little bit down the road.
It's just a short drive.
Yeah.
I mean,
13 hours maybe.
Hop and a skip maybe.
I said, let's just go. We got time. Why not? So we ended up, we spent the night in Arkansas, Little Rock, in a Walmart parking lot. And then
Did you pull a tent out in the parking lot?
No, we slept in the back of the car. We slept in the back of the car and took a bath at the Walmart bathroom.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then we
I've done that before.
ate breakfast at the Walmart, got some donuts and some orange juice, and off we go. And so we travel across Oklahoma, and we stopped at a casino in Cherokee and I lost $20 or $30. She lost $30. And so then we kept on going. Oklahoma City, great barbecue place, and then kept on rolling. On our way in, I called. I said, "There's a state park in Amarillo called Palo Duro Canyon," and I said, "You want to see if I can get in?" So we did. So we got in and we went to Palo Duro Canyon and spent the night and set up the tent. Coyotes ran us out of our tent because they were really close. Somebody had left dog food on the campsite beside us, or on our campsite there was lots of dog food. So coyotes were coming in. So we ran out. She had a hammer. That's the only weapon we had, was a hammer. And we ran out and got into the car and finished the night, slept out in the car, and then we got up and hiked. But in the morning we heard this pecking on the window, and we're like, "What is that?" And so we got up, and through the fog on the windows, because we had breathed in that car all night, we could see a bird pecking on the rearview mirror, or the side mirror, and so we just went and made him go away. But anyway, we went hiking. Ended up, I said, we're only this far from New Mexico. You want to go there? Sure, let's go. So we go to New Mexico. The lady in the visitor center said, "Oh, you got to go to Santa Fe." So we drove up to Santa Fe. It was beautiful. They had a governor's palace there that was from the 1600s, and we got to go in part of that. And they were having a church service or something. We went into that, and then I said, Colorado's only that far away. You want to go? Sure, yeah. So we went to Colorado Springs and saw beautiful landscape.
This is like a cross-country trip.
So your family at home, like, what did you tell them?
Well, they're like, "Where are you now?" And it was like, "Where's Dory?" Is it Dory? No, Dora the Explorer.
Dory?
Yeah, I was like,
Or
Dora
Dory.
the Explorer. And so we're like, "Well, we're in New Mexico." Oh, now, and we stopped at Cadillac Ranch in Texas, and took pictures of the Cadillac and spray painted them, because that's what you do. You spray paint the Cadillacs. And so that was fun. So then we came back, and we had to get back. We looked at the GPS, and it said 1,400 miles home, and there was a huge storm, a snowstorm coming back. So we were going ahead of the storm, coming back on Interstate 70, went through Kansas, Missouri, and we were encased in ice. The whole car was encased in ice. And it was a 12 below zero wind chill, and we were just rolled through. And then there were tornadoes in Kentucky, floods in West Virginia, but we got home in 36 hours.
Wow.
What?
So,
Yeah.
I mean, you ought to write a book.
5
you're
days,
a real risk taker
13
here.
states, and we slept in the car half the time.
That is,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I've always wanted to do, the farthest I've been is like Florida.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to get a little farther.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool.
Wow.
I don't know.
That's really crazy. I mean,
It is.
wow. Well, I don't know how we followed that type of story, but you've been teaching here 31 years, or teaching 31 years.
Yeah.
What's the most memorable moment of those 31 years?
Like, what comes to mind specifically?
Like when you retire and you're gonna tell a teaching story, what will that story be?
That's good.
Probably the time I lost a kid on the metro in Washington, D.C.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
Chloe's brother, Chloe Fillingham's brother, Caden. We were all in Washington. We had a big group of us, and we were trying to get on the metro, and he was first one, and so I told him to get on, and I was right behind him, and then I looked back, and the whole crew wasn't with me, so I got off to get him, and then the doors closed, and it was like ding dong, and the doors closed, and off he went, and he had a MAGA hat on, and so he was going like 100 miles an hour down the train, with the MAGA hat on. So I was trying to open the doors, and trying to get in the people inside were like, you can't get them open. And so they told him, get off on the next stop and they'll catch up with you. So sure enough, his phone had died. And his sister was with us, Abby, and she started praying, and she was crying. And so at that point, we were all praying, because I thought, I just lost a kid. And so he got off on the next stop and just waited for the train to come. And there, all we saw was this big red MAGA hat. And we were like, there he is. And so we found him. I had to tell his parents, hey, I lost him, but I found him. So
That is, I mean, I
It's always
crazy.
something.
Now, no, we don't need that. But, this podcast is going to be for people listening, maybe middle schoolers coming into high school. What can you tell them about the classes you teach and, like, the clubs you run at Auburn?
Well, you know about Ed Rising because y'all are my president and vice president. So Ed Rising is for Teachers for Tomorrow students. So we do teach a class that for juniors and seniors that have a 3.0 GPA or higher and no ISS. We just inserted that this year for next year. If you have good attendance record, no ISS, you're a junior or senior, you have 3.0 GPA, you can go to Teachers for Tomorrow where you can visit other schools and work in their classrooms for 20-some hours in the semester. So Ed Rising does that. So we're going to compete with that and doing a TED Talk. You guys are going to do a TED Talk and go to Richmond, and we got to get on that because that's going to be like next month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Big stuff.
Yeah. The other group that I sponsor is FBLA, for Future Business Leaders of America, and we travel all over. We've been to Louisiana, to New Orleans. We've been to Anaheim, California, San Antonio, Chicago, Orlando, Baltimore, and we compete in different competitions. There's about 30 or 40 of them, and so we've had some national winners, a lot of state winners, and a lot of regional winners. And then the other classes that I teach are web design and computer information systems, entrepreneurship, which we have the coffee shop in the morning and the cookie shop in the afternoon, and cybersecurity 1, and what am I forgetting? Am I forgetting any of them?
I'm not sure, but
Sound like all Teachers for Tomorrow in the first semester. Yeah, you already mentioned that, though.
Yeah.
all I know is I've taken almost all of the classes, and I can recommend they're all amazing. Great teacher.
Sweet.
It's a great time.
Thank you.
Out of all of those, I mean, were there any of those that you took in high school? Like, that's why you wanted to teach them, or is it just something?
No, computers weren't even around when I was in high school.
Yeah,
right.
We had one computer, and it was in the school, and only the really smart math kids could use it. So I wasn't a smart math kid.
Was it like a tiny box?
Did you have to, like, reserve a time?
No, it was a big Apple. It was an Apple,
big.
and it was monochrome green and black screen, and you had a big gawky keyboard, no mouse, because there wasn't such a thing yet.
And so that was here?
So that was in the 80s, yeah.
Yeah.
And it would be in a closet, and we would just peek in and look at it and think, and nobody could touch it. Yeah, unless you were a math person, a very strong math person.
Right.
So we had typewriters here.
So did you always want to teach, like, the computer information systems and the CTE stuff?
No, I just sort of fell into it. I wanted to be an elementary teacher, and I substituted just like 2 days, and it was the worst time of my life. It was like kindergarten cop, and the commode overflowed, and it was it was awful, and snotty noses, and I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I was like, I thought, nope, I'm doing it. And when I came out of there, I said, I'm going to be a truck driver. And
what?
Because it was something totally not teaching. But I just graduated from tech, and I thought, no way am I doing this. And so then I fell into the middle school job in Bedford, and they said, we've got a new computer lab, we need you somebody. And so I sort of, the first 3 years were rough, but I made it.
And then a position opened here, and you're like, let me. That's what I would like to do. I think if I ever wanted to be a teacher, I think the ideal is going to the school that you actually went to. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
It's just like continuing on your. I don't know.
It has good and bad. I mean, everybody knows everything about us in Auburn. The good thing is everybody knows everything about you, and the bad thing is everybody knows everything about you.
Right.
So my parents came here, my sisters, my cousins, my husband, my daughter, my kids, my son and daughters came here. So we've got a long history. Auburn's a good place.
But when you went to high school, did you play any sports?
Played
stuff
tennis,
like that?
tennis and volleyball.
Tennis and volleyball.
Mm-hmm.
What positions were you in, like volleyball?
I don't even remember.
Were you a hitter?
We rotated. No, I don't even think. I think we just rotated. We didn't have. It wasn't like volleyball.
How was Auburn volleyball then?
It was awful.
They weren't that good then? They're amazing.
Yeah, they barely.
Are you in any of these pictures right here?
Probably not. This was 1985.
Some of these are pretty old.
Yeah.
Some of these are really old.
I think if they got color, then it's probably
No, it was black and white.
You have some black and white.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I saw a tennis one down there, and I was like, maybe.
Now tennis was 83, 84. But I sucked at that too.
They used to have a men's tennis team, I heard. They don't have that anymore.
They used to be. The boys' team was excellent, and the girls' team not so much, but the boys were excellent.
The girls' team has been pretty good recently. Or they were.
Yeah, I know they were really good. They had Hannah Huffman. Just trying to think.
They had Hannah Rutledge, too.
Hannah Rutledge. And some other people I can't remember.
Well, it's crazy to see how times change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It really is.
Yeah. At the time, volleyball was just like anybody who came out got their position. So
Yeah.
they were begging for people.
It was just an after-school activity.
I guess that's how it is in a small school.
Yeah.
You know, when you're even struggling to keep people on the team in general. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, Miss Gilmer, it was great having you on.
Well, thank you. I love your setup.
It was great
so
to.
professional.
Yeah.
I'm just impressed.
We think it looks good.
Yeah.
We think it looks good, and
We have a great team that helps us put it together.
great team.
Essentially does
Helps
it all
us
for
with
us.
these mugs too. I don't know if you saw that.
mugs. So, yes, I noticed. Where did you get the mugs?
Thank you to the producer Lauren Garnam for these mugs.
Really?
Very nice.
Did you make those with the Cricut? Wow.
Really nice stuff. We
I'm
really
so
enjoyed them.
impressed. See, that's what we do in entrepreneurship.
I think we're
Great.
spoiled here, me and Nick. We're spoiled with the things we're given in this podcast, and we really appreciate it, honestly.
Yeah. It's good.
Miss Gilmer, it was great to have you.
Okay.
And I think we'll cut.
Okay.
All right, we're back. It was great to have Miss Gilmer on and
Kobi Bonds, it was
Kobi Bonds. It was
great.
great to have these people on, and I think we could do that more often.
I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the teacher feature segment. That really just it's great to know more about Miss Gilmer that I maybe didn't know coming into this, and the people at home also, and maybe the rising freshmen to learn more about the classes she teach and what she has to offer. Yeah,
I guess what the rising freshman is. You get to learn a little bit about the teachers and even maybe the sports. I mean, hearing from Kobi Bonds is a great thing.
Yeah.
So, but hopefully we'd have more guests on. Maybe talk about like student of the month. That'd be cool. Maybe get into some academics. And it's great to talk about some like current news too. It's great to do that and keep people updated maybe a little bit.
Because not a lot of high schoolers look at the news, but if maybe they tune into us, maybe they can learn a little bit, know what's going on in the world, and hopefully we make the day a little bit better, maybe a little smile on their face, and make them happy.
And this will be, weekly thing. Tune in. You got to stay tuned. We'll have guests. Actually, producers, this would be a great idea. We'll make a way that people can reach out and give us suggestions, or just find one of us and give us a suggestion of what maybe we should talk about, or maybe guests we could have on. I think that'd be a great idea, like a Google form or something like that.
Yeah, I think that'd be great, honestly.
But other than that, I think that was a good first run.
Really was.
All right.
Glad you guys could have us, and have a great day.
Of course.